Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Andrew Huberman, Professor of Neurobiology and Ophthalmology at Stanford School of Medicine, and today I want to talk to you about something absolutely essential, not just for physical health, but for cognitive clarity, motivation, and quality of life. Specifically, we're going to unpack 3 essential vitamins that every man over 60 should seriously consider optimizing if energy, performance, and vitality are important to you. Vitamin D3 plays a foundational role in human physiology, particularly for men over the age of 60. While traditionally known for its function in calcium absorption and bone health, modern research has uncovered its deeper, more critical role as a steroid hormone. It influences multiple systems throughout the body, including hormone regulation, brain function, and immune health. As men age, their ability to synthesize vitamin D3 from sunlight diminishes due to reduced levels of 7-hydrocholesterol in the skin, which is essential for initiating D3 production via UVB exposure. This decline significantly impacts testosterone levels, energy regulation, and even cognitive clarity. One of the most vital connections between vitamin D3 and male health is its relationship to testosterone production. Research shows that men with low levels of vitamin D3 consistently present with lower levels of free and total testosterone. Testosterone is not just about libido or muscle mass. It is crucial for motivation, mood stability, bone density, and even cardiovascular health. When vitamin D3 levels are low, the downstream effect is a reduction in the brain's and body's capacity to generate sufficient testosterone, often resulting in fatigue, reduced drive, poor sleep, and an overall sense of decline in vitality. Optimizing D3 can, therefore, create a hormonal environment that supports physical and mental performance. Another key system influenced by vitamin D3 is the brain. Vitamin D3 receptors are widely distributed in brain tissue, including areas responsible for memory, mood, and executive function. Several studies have found correlations between low D3 levels and increased risk of depression, cognitive decline, and even neurodegenerative diseases in older adults. This makes D3 not just a protective factor for physical health, but a vital player in maintaining brain longevity. It affects neurotransmitter regulation, including dopamine and serotonin, which are critical for drive, mood balance, and emotional resilience. Additionally, the immune system relies heavily on optimal levels of vitamin D3. As men age, their immune responses naturally weaken, a process called immunosenescence. Vitamin D3 modulates both the innate and adaptive immune systems, helping to regulate inflammation and promote pathogen, fighting cells like T cells and macrophages. Without adequate D3, the immune system struggles to properly identify and respond to infections or internal cellular threats, increasing vulnerability to illness and delaying recovery. Supplementation becomes not only helpful but essential. For most men over 60, a daily dose of 2,000 to 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 is typically required to achieve optimal blood levels, which should range between 40-60 ng/ml. It is also important to take vitamin K2 alongside D3, as K2 helps direct calcium into bones and away from arteries, reducing the risk of vascular calcification. Together, these 2 nutrients support a powerful trifecta: hormonal balance, cognitive function, and immune strength. In sum, vitamin D3 is not optional, it's foundational. For older men aiming to preserve and even enhance their energy, mood, performance, and overall vitality, ensuring sufficient D3 levels is one of the simplest, safest, and most effective strategies science can offer. Vitamin B12 is an essential nutrient that plays a pivotal role in maintaining energy levels, mental clarity, and overall nervous system health. As men age, especially after 60, their ability to absorb B12 from food significantly decreases. This is due to a natural decline in stomach acid and intrinsic factor. both of which are necessary to break down and absorb B12 from dietary sources like meat, eggs, and dairy. Even if dietary intake remains consistent, the body's efficiency in utilizing this critical vitamin diminishes, making supplementation or targeted nutritional strategies increasingly important. B12 is fundamental for a process called methylation, which is involved in energy production, DNA synthesis, and the regulation of neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. When B12 levels are insufficient, men often begin to notice signs of systemic sluggishness, chronic fatigue, reduced motivation, and brain fog. These symptoms are often mistakenly attributed to aging itself when in reality they are frequently linked to correctable nutrient deficiencies. By addressing B12 levels, many older men can regain clarity, drive, and cognitive resilience. Neurologically, B12 is indispensable. It supports the maintenance of the myelin sheath, a protective covering around nerves that ensures efficient electrical signal transmission. Without enough B12, the integrity of this sheath is compromised, leading to symptoms like tingling in the hands and feet, balance problems, or even long-term nerve damage if left uncorrected. B12 deficiency has also been strongly associated with memory decline and a higher risk of dementia and depression, especially in older adults. These associations emphasize that this is not merely a nutrient for energy, it's a safeguard for neurological health and mental well-being. Mood regulation is another area where B12's influence becomes evident. As a cofactor in the synthesis of serotonin and dopamine, B12 contributes directly to emotional stability. Deficiency often presents not only with fatigue or confusion, but with symptoms like irritability, sadness, and lack of motivation. Addressing a low B12 level can often produce noticeable improvements in emotional balance, motivation, and overall quality of life. Supplementing with the correct form of B12 is key. The most effective and bioavailable form is methylcobalamin, especially for those who may have genetic polymorphisms like MTHFR mutations that impair methylation. Dosages typically range from 500 to 2,000 micrograms per day, and the method of administration can vary. Sublingual tablets, sprays, or in more severe cases, intramuscular injections may be necessary. Regular blood tests can help monitor B12 status, but functional symptoms often provide clues long before lab values fall outside the normal range. In summary, vitamin B12 is far more than an energy booster. For men over 60, it is a neurological protector, a metabolic facilitator, and a vital component in sustaining mental and emotional well-being. When properly optimized, B12 can help restore cognitive sharpness, physical energy, and a deeper sense of engagement with daily life. Ignoring it may accelerate decline. Prioritizing it can support continued vitality and resilience well into the later decades of life. Magnesium is one of the most vital yet often overlooked minerals when it comes to sustaining energy, cognitive clarity, muscle function, and metabolic health, especially in men over 60. As the body ages, the efficiency of nutrient absorption declines, and magnesium levels tend to drop due to a combination of dietary insufficiency, medication use, and increased stress. This is particularly concerning because magnesium is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions throughout the body, many of which are directly tied to physical performance, nervous system regulation, and sleep quality. One of magnesium's primary roles is in the production of ATP, the cellular energy currency. Without sufficient magnesium, ATP cannot be stabilized or utilized efficiently, leading to reduced energy availability at the cellular level. This can manifest in men as general fatigue, muscle weakness, and reduced physical stamina. When magnesium stores are low, muscles don't contract or relax properly, increasing the risk of cramps, tension, or even arrhythmias in the heart. For older adults looking to maintain strength and mobility, magnesium is absolutely essential. Beyond the muscles, magnesium has a profound impact on the nervous system. It regulates neurotransmitter activity and acts as a natural buffer against excessive stimulation in the brain. This is particularly relevant for sleep and mood. Magnesium helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the branch of the autonomic nervous system responsible for rest and digest functions, by increasing levels of GABA, a calming neurotransmitter. Men who struggle with falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up unrefreshed often benefit significantly from increasing their magnesium intake, particularly in the evening. It's not a sedative, but rather it optimizes the body's natural mechanisms for achieving deep, restorative sleep. Metabolically, magnesium plays a central role in blood sugar regulation and insulin sensitivity. As insulin resistance becomes more common with age, especially in sedentary individuals or those with abdominal fat, magnesium helps enhance the uptake of glucose into cells and improves metabolic flexibility. Maintaining stable blood sugar not only prevents energy crashes, but also reduces the chronic inflammation that contributes to aging-related diseases. Choosing the right form of magnesium is key. Not all forms are equally effective or well tolerated. For cognitive and neurological benefits, magnesium threonate is often recommended because it crosses the blood-brain barrier and directly influences brain magnesium levels. For sleep and muscle relaxation, magnesium glycinate is a gentle, bioavailable form that doesn't cause digestive issues like some cheaper forms such as magnesium oxide. A typical daily dose ranges from 300 to 400 mg, often taken before bed to enhance both absorption and effectiveness. In essence, magnesium serves as a master regulator of energy, calm, and muscular coordination. For men over 60, ensuring adequate magnesium intake can mean the difference between restless nights and deep sleep, between chronic tension and muscular ease, between slow mornings and sustained vitality. While it may be a single mineral, its impact spans nearly every system in the body, making it a non-negotiable part of any longevity or performance-enhancing protocol. When considering health and performance in men over 60, it's easy to focus on individual supplements or isolated metrics. But what's often overlooked is the importance of building a *** comprehensive foundation, ** for vitality, one that combines smart supplementation with lifestyle practices rooted in scientific evidence. While optimizing levels of key nutrients like vitamin D3, vitamin B12, and magnesium is essential, these interventions do not operate in a vacuum. They are ***, not magic bullets ***, but rather tools that support the body's natural systems, provided those systems are also being nourished through proper habits in sleep, nutrition, movement, and social engagement. Supplements enhance physiological capacity, but they can't override fundamental behaviors. For instance, vitamin D3 supports hormone function and immune regulation, but if a man doesn't get sunlight exposure or suffers from chronic inflammation due to poor diet, the effects will be blunted. Similarly, while B12 is crucial for nervous system integrity and energy metabolism, chronic sleep deprivation or excessive alcohol intake will erode its benefits. The same applies to magnesium, which aids sleep and relaxation, yet if caffeine consumption is excessive or stress is unmanaged, magnesium stores are depleted faster than they can be restored. In other words, vitamins help build the house, but you still need a solid foundation and structure for it to stand strong. This integrative approach becomes especially important after the age of 60, when the body's resilience naturally declines. Muscle mass is harder to maintain, cognitive load is heavier, and recovery takes longer. At this stage, supporting the body means working ** with it ***, not just through chemistry, but through rhythm, rest, and consistent routines. Resistance, training 2 to 3 times per week, walking daily, going to sleep and waking up at regular times, limiting processed foods, and engaging in social connection. All of these act as amplifiers of the biochemical support provided by targeted supplementation. Another key aspect is regular testing and personal tracking. Many men over 60 assume that tiredness, brain fog, or low libido are inevitable signs of aging. In many cases, they are actually signs of correctable imbalances, often rooted in micronutrient deficiencies, sleep deprivation, chronic stress, or sedentary behavior. By running basic blood panels, tracking sleep quality, and paying attention to mood, motivation, and strength levels, a man can develop a feedback loop that helps him fine-tune his approach for optimal performance. Ultimately, the message is simple. Nutrients matter, but context matters more. The body is a system, not a collection of isolated parts. By using high-impact supplements like D3, B12, and magnesium alongside science-based lifestyle practices, men over 60 can create lasting energy, sharpened cognition, stronger immune defense, and improved quality of life. The goal is not just to prevent diseases, to enhance vitality. And when these tools are applied with intention and consistency, the results can be transformative, even at a stage in life often misunderstood as a time of inevitable decline.